Hello and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the RDA. This is another episode of the Shauny and Retha show. So do subscribe, do smash a like if you haven't already. Today, Mr. Maloto, we'll be talking about certain Donny van der Beek's comments, certain Yuri Tielemans update with the Paul Pogba situation, as well as the obvious topic in the world at the moment is Cristiano Ronaldo as always, and I'm sure it'll be like that for the rest of the season. But Maloto, I must ask you before we get into it, how are you and how are you feeling heading in towards another weekend where the Premier League is back?
I'll start by apologizing for the birds. Don't think they got the memo, clearly. And then, I'm good. I'm good, honestly. I haven't been watching international football. I got enough during the Euros. I don't need it right now. Nice break from football is good. And then, I'm excited that the Premier League is coming back. I'm excited for Ronaldo Day, hopefully, on Saturday. And let's go.
Okay, that's good. That's good to know. Good to hear. Let's start off with Yuri Tielemans because I think this will be quite a quick talking point. But basically, Fabrizio Romano has come out and said that keep an eye on Yuri Tielemans because Manchester United must decide about the Paul Pogba situation. Now, obviously, I sent you guys that whole tweet yesterday on the WhatsApp group, but I personally don't know how I feel about that. Obviously, for me, you cannot replace someone like Paul Pogba. I think he's very unique. His size, his agility for the size. He's the full package. He's world class for me. So to replace Paul Pogba, anyways, is a hard feat. And if we had to replace him with someone like Yuri Tielemans, it just doesn't seem like a Ollie type of player. It seems like a Donny situation would have to happen if he came and were to replace Paul Pogba because for some reason I just don't see Ollie playing Yuri Tielemans if he had to come to this club every game. And I don't know also if he's a Manchester United standard player. So I'll get your thoughts on that. What do you have to say about Yuri Tielemans?
It's weird that it's coming from Romano, so you can't not take it for that. There must be some truth to it if it's coming from Romano, because he never just says things. So it's strange. Like United have seemed like they're confident that they can persuade Pogba to stay. So when you hear things like this, I guess maybe it's just a safety net, but you wonder like how the negotiations going. How do they see the Pogba situation panning out? And the thing is, you just can't replace Pogba. You can't. It's impossible. There's no midfielder like Paul Pogba. Yes, there's world-class midfielders, but of Paul Pogba's making, there is no other, in my opinion. So we will be losing a massive asset in Paul Pogba. And it would suck if he doesn't re-sign because he makes our squad even more world-class because he's a world-class player. But at the same time, if you want to try to get into Ole logic, maybe, because he might want to keep playing the pivot like he already is. Keep playing two players in the pivot like he already is. And Yuri Tielemans does kind of play in a defensive position at Leicester. He does kind of come deep and help out Ndidi there when they were playing the OG midfield of Ndidi, Tielemans, and Madison. So he does have that to him. And maybe he can come and play next to a Declan Rice. Maybe that's the thought. And in terms of a balance, maybe it strikes a better balance between Pogba playing in that position because he's not very good defensively. But that's just hypothetical. And at the same time, if we're gonna do that, what's the difference between Harry Tielemans and Donny?
That's what I was.
Really?
That's exactly what I was thinking. Like, what is the difference between Yuri Tielemans and Donny? I'd say probably Donny's
Yeah.
even better than Yuri Tielemans. So
Yeah, I would argue that too.
exactly.
So I just don't get it.
I think the only reason why Fabrizio also said keep an eye out is because supposedly Yuri's got 1 year left on his contract, so Leicester are gonna try and get Yuri Tielemans on another contract. But I heard rumors that even people like Barca and Madrid would like Yuri Tielemans, and I'm just like, what? Am I just not seeing something with Yuri Tielemans that everyone else is seeing? Because when I watch Yuri Tielemans and I think of Yuri Tielemans, I'm like, he's a Premier League footballer. Yeah, that's about it. I wouldn't recommend signing him to a big club personally. So
Yeah. I have to agree, to be honest. The when I think about it, he's been good for Leicester, but he hasn't really stood out. And you can stand out in these small teams. We see Declan Rice, we saw Kande at Leicester, Kinda Madison, Jack Grealish. Ray Tielemans, it just seems like a part of the puzzle, but not really like the vocal point. doesn't have that stardust to him that he wanted at Manchester United. So it would be a very weird signing. But instead of replacing Paul Pogba,
Yeah, it's just
yeah,
doesn't sound right. It does not sound right replacing Paul Pogba
yeah.
with the Yuri Tielemans. I said, I don't even know how long ago I said it, but I said for me back in the day, the only Paul Pogba replacement for me was Jack Grealish, and obviously he's unavailable right now. So it is what it is. We're just gonna have to see. I'm still hoping that we can get Paul Pogba to sign a new contract. That is all my hope is on that. Otherwise,
Midfield
we're
wise,
in trouble.
just for argument's sake, who can replace Paul Pogba right now? The only name I can think of is De Jong at Barcelona. Honestly, but besides that, I can't really think of anyone else at that level.
Yep. Same.
Messi.
And then the problem is, even if Paul Pogba leaves, then it's two midfielders we'd need, because Oli doesn't trust Donny, like we said. So
Yeah.
we're just gonna have to see. However, about Donny van de Beek, I would like to speak about that, because this now, Malota, is where it gets interesting. Donny van de Beek has done an interview with Rio Ferdinand, Stefan Hausen, and I forgot the other guy's name. I apologize, but he did it on, I think, Rio's YouTube channel, Rio 5 with 5. I think that's what it's called. But yeah, Donny has come out and spoken. Donny's agent has been speaking and said, listen, we approached other clubs. Everton looked like almost a done deal. But before that deal came through, Oli and the board rang up Donny and was like, you're not allowed to go. We want you to stay at Manchester United. Now, that's what we had from the agent. Then Donny obviously goes and does a show with Rio Ferdinand, which I find a big surprise. But honestly, at this point, what does Donny have to lose? Why wouldn't you do an interview and, just state how he feels? So, some quotes for you, Maloto. Donny van de Beek says, Solskjaer has told him, I want you to stay here. I need to trust him. If he doesn't need me, I think he will let me go. I think he has plans with me. I just need to work hard, and I hope I can show the people one day what I can do. So, that's what Donny says Oli has told. Then, he was asked whether he can play as a number 6. He says, yes, I like to play at 8 or 6, it's fine. They know me because in Ajax I was playing number 10 a lot, but yeah, I can also play as a number 8 or 6. Then he says, you can train every day hard, but in the end,
Sorry, can you repeat the last part?
the last part off? Which one?
To be honest, I can't even tell you. You like so much.
Okay,
So,
okay, no. So basically, he said, Solskjaer has told me that I want you to stay here. I need to trust Oli. If he doesn't need me, I think he would let me go. I think he has plans with me. I just need to work hard, and I hope I can show the people one day what I can do. That's what Solskjaer told to Donny with that conversation. Then he said, he was asked whether he can play as a number 6. He said, yes, I'd like to play at 8 or 6, it's fine. They know me because in Ajax I was playing number 10 a lot, but yeah, I can also play as number 8 or 6. And then he said, you can train every day hard, but in the end you need a game to show your best, that you're in your best shape. If you can play once in a month or anything, you cannot show your best. So basically saying, I need more game time. He said, I spoke with the manager about it and the club. They were clear that they wanted me to stay here. The manager was really positive about me, and he said, I need you. I want to keep you here. You're a different Donny. You look like a different Donny. And then he said it's difficult about his best position, because he said it depends where you play as a team. And he says that I think for the way that Man United play, his best position would be at number 6 or at 8. So there you go. That's from Donny van de Beek's mouth, basically shutting up everyone, saying, I can play number 6, I can play number 8, I need to play more game time. I'm not a Carabao Cup player, I'm also not an FA Cup player. Oli has said that he's got plans with me. Now, Maloto, I ask you the question. Do you believe? Do you trust? Because if I was Donny and Oli still told me that, I still wouldn't trust. I'd be like, I don't know about this one.
you're a different Donny. What the heck does that mean? Wow. So he's to amaze. And we've known this. We've been saying that Donny can play in the 8. We've seen him play in the 8 for United. Some of his best games have been there. Donny can play in the 6. He played at Ajax. He said that himself. So this is not news to us, really. And I just want to know, what is this master plan that Solskjaer has? That this plan that needs a million steps to implement, that, eventually it's going to end with Donny playing. It's kind of hard to take his word for it. Because he hasn't shown faith in Johnny so far, and it's starting now, honestly.
Yeah, but now I would ask, do you think with Donny coming out and speaking publicly, himself, not even through his agent, he came out publicly, he's spoken to Rio, he's spoken to another YouTube content creator just like us, Stephen Housen, a fan of the United, a fan of Manchester United. Do you think now this pressures Ollie even more? And do you think he'll actually question Ollie more that if he doesn't play Donny, what is happening? Like, what's happening? Then you lied straight up to this kid's face. You are ruining his career.
We, like in the middle of last season, we were going great with Bailly and Maguire. Lindelof came back from fitness, dropped him, even though they were the better two. What else? Fred, I'll never forget this one. Fred, I was in the yellow card in the Champions League last season. Everyone was telling him sub him off, but he didn't. Ole is very stubborn. He's very stubborn, but he doesn't. The stubbornness can be good for a manager, but he doesn't channel it the right way. And I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised that he's saying this, but because Ole has a structure in the way he wants to play, an opportunity never comes. It will come next game. It'll come next game. But he ends up getting lost in how he wants to play and not trying to incorporate Donny. And it just never happens. I have a fear that might happen, For me, if he really means these things, after seeing Fred have a horrible performance, two horrible performances, against Newcastle, we should be seeing Donny in the same.
I don't think so as well.
Yeah, that should Ole be saying, I have faith in you, I promise you this, and one, and two, Fred has been crap, So a change needs to happen. And if it doesn't happen now, I just don't ever see it happening, no matter how loud we can be fans. Because we have been loud,
We have been loud. Because I agree with that. I think, if Ollie said all these things to Donny's basically confirmed it himself, saying, Ollie spoke to me, he was very positive, whatever. He says, I'll get a chance. For me, then, it only makes logical sense that Donny gets his chance against Newcastle. Surely. Fred has been horrible. Scott McTominay just came back from an injury. Paul Pogba has been better left wing anyways. Donny should play. Donny has to play against Newcastle for me, because if you don't play him at home against Newcastle in the league, when will he really play? He said already he's not a Carabao. He doesn't want to be just a cup player. So play the kid. He deserves the chance. He's better than anything we got. Defensively, even if Ollie doesn't think he's right. What have we seen from Scott McTominay and Fred that's so defensively better than Donny? Nothing. Going forward, they can't hold a candle to Donny van de Beek. Passing, same. Yeah. So Donny has to play now. And I think what I want to know is what would be the repercussions if Ollie doesn't use Donny, because if it was Paul Pogba, it was late for Ollie. We've seen it with Mourinho. It got Mourinho fired. But because Donny is not such a big name as Paul Pogba, I don't think the same thing will happen with Ollie, but it's a horrible situation. And I think that it's not just sackable, but like, what is this? Why didn't you let Donny go then? Why didn't you let Donny go if you're going to lie to him straight on his face?
Honestly, I think Pogba got Mourinho fired, but Pogba couldn't get Solskjaer fired. I honestly think that. And the difference is, Mourinho didn't score the winning goal for the Champions League final. Yeah. So that was always going to help Solskjaer. I mean, there was a period where Solskjaer was benching Pogba, wasn't there? Okay, I don't think it was because he didn't want to play him, but I think it was the injuries.
Injuries, fitness, all that stuff.
And he wasn't really playing him, And there was parts where we were like, maybe he should be playing him already, but he wasn't. So I think he could bench Pogba and get away with it. But Donny, when I try getting the tactic side, we play a pivot with two, one defensive and one to be box to box.
Yeah.
I think Ole doesn't think Donny is box to box in the way that he wants, because Donny is more like the Xavi, or the Kroos, I think, where it's all about getting the ball moving, playing that 8 position, and just retaining the ball and just keeping it moving. But he's not gonna make overlapping runs past the Bruno or something like that, which Pogba doesn't really do. But I think Pogba, in terms of his passing as well, he's a bit more direct. Donny is side to side, but he's side to side in a way where it's like he gets the ball, they pressure him, he can make it move. Pogba, he looks up, he can hit that ball. I think Ole really likes that. It has to be direct with Ole. It has to get up to Rashford, it has to get up to Martial, and that's just how it is. So I don't think Ole likes that part of him, And in the 10, he's not as aggressive as a Bruno. He wants an aggressive number 10 who will just turn across, Donny wants to play off people, and then it end up like if he played on the bed, he'd be brilliant, Like he'd move, it'd work really well. So the only logical one is 6, if you think about it. Because all you have to do in the six and an Ollie team is retain the ball, press, and tackle. That's what we want from Fred. That's what he wants from Fred.
Yeah.
And I think Donny can do that.
I think
Donny
he
can do that
as well. Because if you think about Fred versus Donny in the defensive position, Donny is as tenacious, probably a better, maybe he's not as good as a tackler as Fred, but Donny's first touch and his distribution of the ball is miles clear of Fred. So when Donny gets the ball, he can release it quickly. One touch, bang, it'll go to Scott McTominay or Paul Pogba or Bruno Fernandes, and that's it. The play will be moving faster. It'll be a better style of football, and I think it'll just benefit Manchester United all around. But there'll be a little slight pause maybe in the video because Malota lagged out. But yeah, Malota, I was just saying that overall, Donny just makes his team better. But yeah. Anyways, we're just gonna have to see what happens with Donny. Obviously, I think he does have to play in that Newcastle game, which we'll talk about in our match preview on Thursday.
Who plays next to him in your opinion? Just as a quick side note.
You asking what I would do, or
what you would do?
I wouldn't play either Scott or Fred. I couldn't care. I'm playing Pogba, Bruno, Don. Straight.
No Pogba on the left.
Nope.
Okay. No, I see that.
I think for me, I would have put probably Pogba on the left, and if I did that, then it'd definitely be Scott McTominay probably if I had to choose.
Yeah.
Because I think a fair player to Scott this season. He's done a bit better, but I
For
think
me,
Greenwood can't be dropped at the moment for me, so it's tough.
I think with Rashford out, our pivot should be Donny and Scott, and just play that every game. Honestly,
Yeah, I think so as well. But regardless, I think Donny has to play. Donny for me is a must play. I'll always say it every game week, no matter what. I'll say Donny has to play. Why didn't he play? Get more minutes, whatever. But we'll talk about it more on the match preview. Obviously, Thursday night. Thursday. Just Thursday. Ronaldo debut. But speaking of Cristiano, Mr. Ronaldo, he's in England. He met Darren Fletcher. He's at his house. Training, enjoying time with the family, whatever. He's got lots of love, I can imagine. But there's news coming out, but take it with a pinch of salt. It's from the Sun, so it's from the Sun, and then Sky Sports basically regurgitated that news. But they're saying that Ronaldo might not be able to have his full home debut against Newcastle. They say he's been quarantining, which we all know, which makes no sense, by the way, because he met Darren Fletcher, and then Darren Fletcher would go play a charity game. So it makes no sense to me how Ronaldo has to quarantine. But they're basically saying Oli might bench him against Newcastle. He'll only have one training session, which is tomorrow actually. He's training with the team tomorrow. And just take this, get this. All of a sudden, everyone who has been injured for Manchester United are all fit and wanting to train tomorrow. So apparently the whole squad is back tomorrow. Whether it's Rashford, Gino, Telles, all of a sudden, boy, back tomorrow. Cristiano Ronaldo is training with the team tomorrow. Isn't that amazing? I tell you what, I find that amazing. But anyway, so yeah, Ronaldo is training tomorrow, and you know how Oli is. For us, it's a no-brainer. But do you think Oli dare not play Ronaldo against Newcastle at home? Do you think we dare not get the big announcement and the unveiling and everything? Because to me, it's nonsense. He played for Portugal. He played a Juve game. He's had basically a preseason. He's not unfit. He's probably the most fit in the squad. He trains at home. You don't get in that shape with just sitting on your ass all day. So for me, there is literally no excuse not to play Cristiano Ronaldo. And whether you could say chemistry or training, whatever, I don't care. I couldn't care. It's Cristiano Ronaldo. If you cannot drop Ronaldo into your team straight away, there is no player in the world we could sign, and Oli should start him then. By that logic. So, Malot, what do you have to say about all of this?
Like on the players being fit, I think we're already seeing the Ronaldo effect. Like Ronaldo is here, like people are fit, people want to train. It's fantastic. And let me disrespect Charles a little bit.
Yeah.
A Ronaldo who is 70% fit is as good as Lukaku. So let him play.
Just on that, quickly, Lukaku was asked about Cristiano Ronaldo. And to be fair to Lukaku, he said, don't ever mention me with Cristiano Ronaldo again. For me, Ronaldo is the top 3 players in history. I'm not gonna rank them. I'm not gonna rank him from 1 to 3, but he's definitely in there. So don't ever mention me with Cristiano Ronaldo. And I was like, fuck it up, fair play, lad. At least you know. At least you know.
Like these fans are balls, honestly. Like, if you had asked these people a few days ago before Ronaldo came to United, they would have told you, yeah, he's one of the two greatest players to ever live. Now Ronaldo's at United, hearing, oh, Kane is better, Lukaku is better. Like, are you mental? Do you hear yourself? Honestly,
There was a
like
guy on
he's.
Talk Sport who actually said that he'd take Harry Kane in a final over Ronaldo, and I was like, what? A man who's never won a trophy, who's never scored in a final, you take over Cristiano Ronaldo, who has done it all. Who has done it all? No, man.
There's a very good chance he'll be able to take him over the final because he rarely gets to finals.
Exactly.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Exactly.
But now Ole would be mad. Ole would be insane not to drop Ronaldo straight into the team against Newcastle. It's Ronaldo. Like, nothing more needs to be said. It's one of, if not the best player in the world. So you drop him in, he'll do something. He can make something happen even if he's not 100% fit. Yes, he himself has said that he feels like he's not completely fit. I heard something like that. But at the same time, he's got 2 goals. So
I mean, it's
why can't he do that against?
Exactly, it's Ronaldo's standards we're talking about, yeah.
You know,
Ronaldo's not
why couldn't you do
completely
that
fit. It's like, I don't even know, lad. I don't know what's not completely fit for Cristiano Ronaldo because
Yeah.
as it stands, you are still fitter than everyone else in that Premier League, you know?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. He's the greatest player in the league already. Like, how can he not play? It's crazy talk. It's crazy that we're having this conversation. Yeah.
It's like saying, in Ole's mind, he's saying, I'm not going to play Ronaldo because he has to think, this thought process has to go through his head. I think because he's not fit, this person or Cavani will have more of an impact in the game than Cristiano Ronaldo. Like, how can the thoughts even cross your mind? It's mental. So, nah, he has to play. He has to.
However, I'll ask you again, obviously in the preview with Clay and everything. But, early predictions. We have seen Oli have big balls in the past and being very stubborn. Do you dare think that he will bench Cristiano Ronaldo against Newcastle?
I wouldn't put anything past Ole.
So you think he's got enough balls to do it?
He's got the balls to do it. And I don't know how that's going to go down with Ronaldo, but Ole would do it.
I don't think Ronaldo would mind yet, Like, he's like, okay, fine, whatever. I'll just don't want.
I think Ronaldo can play into fitness, I mean, match fitness is, I feel, very important, maybe more important. So just let him play, just let him gain that fitness. And he'll probably still score anyway, so
yeah,
we'll
have to see tomorrow. Hopefully, we get some videos. I don't want pictures. I want videos tomorrow of Ronaldo walking into Carrington. I want videos, live footage, Ronaldo walking in, everyone's in a line. They must all be cross-legged and have a notepad. And then he must just go and speak to everyone, one. Like, okay, even Oli needs to sit there like a school child, and Ronaldo will teach him. That's what I want to see tomorrow. Because I can't wait. It still hasn't. It's calmed down a little bit now, but like, it's still ridiculous that we got this guy. Also, just a side note, for the Glazers, the whole Glazers out movement, and obviously we don't want the Glazers. I'm still Glazers out, regardless of anything. But the Glazers and Manchester United have broken shirt sale records. If you are interested, obviously Cristiano Ronaldo has sold out. In fact, Moroto, I tried getting a fake Cristiano Ronaldo shirt yet. You know what the guy told me? The printed guys are also backlogged, so I have to wait for my fake Cristiano Ronaldo shirt. That's how busy it is. That's how much an effect Ronaldo has got. So yeah, it's a bit.
You need a computer to sign him, apparently.
Exactly.
They're not just bad at football, they're really bad at business, that's all.
Exactly. That also. And then also one more thing I want to ask you today, Mr. Moroto. I'm not going to mention Dan James. I heard Dan James was saying how it went wrong at United. I couldn't care. But it's almost he's a forgotten child at United all of a sudden. But we have someone called Jadon Sancho in our team. And now the question is, what's going to happen with Jadon Sancho? Because when we first got him, before Ronaldo, before anything, we were like, okay, walk straight into the team. He's definitely our right winger. We'll ease him in or whatever. Then I said this issue is gonna come if he didn't play that first game, and I feel like we're gonna start to see some more issues now because I feel like Jadon Sancho is almost about this forgotten child already. I know he started the last game, but with Greenwood in the form he is, it's like you can't drop Greenwood, because he deserves to start. To be fair to Mason, Ronaldo just walks into the team, and then we have still Paul Pogba, and then it depends where you play Paul Pogba and Donny and all that situation. But what happens to Jadon Sancho? Do you think Sancho will start against Newcastle, or do you think we might get to see Sancho dropped? Because we heard he was carrying a knock for England, so he came back. But what do you think is the Jadon Sancho situation? If Greenwood keeps this up and Rashford eventually comes back, all of a sudden Sancho could not have a place in the team.
If Rashford plays against Newcastle,
He'll play against Newcastle, I think. But
okay. I'll give him a benefit of the doubt in that sense. You know what? I kind of feel like Ronaldo coming is a blessing in disguise for Sancho, because of the whole price tag thing. We saw how it affected Pogba. We've seen how it's affected Maguire. I don't think it's really gonna happen. It's gonna happen to an extent, but people are always gonna be looking at Ronaldo now. If we don't perform, it's gonna be that Ronaldo's finished. If we do perform, it's gonna be Ronaldo's the best in the world. And Sancho's gonna get away with it now. He can ease in and be the young player he is and grow into it. He's never going to get a number 7 now. It's funny that he came in and we thought, maybe next season when Cavani leaves. It ain't happening now. And he's going to have to work for it at least, In that sense as well, he's going to have to work for the number 7. And when Ronaldo leaves, he can take it on, So I think in that sense, it's a good thing what's happening. But it's interesting because Greenwood's playing well at the moment.
Very well. I think he's our best forward. I think honestly, I love Mason Greenwood. Everyone knows. I wouldn't have traded him for Ronaldo. For me, you can't drop Mason Greenwood. It's just similar to Paul Pogba when he was on the left. I was like, I don't understand how you can drop Paul Pogba from the left, especially with Ronaldo now walking to the team. So, tough.
This is a tricky problem because I love Greenwood and he's scoring goals, But there's more to building a team than just scoring goals. And this is a massive problem we had last season. We don't have balanced creativity. And that's the whole reason we have Jadon Sancho here. So with that logic, I say Sancho still plays, in my mind, because I want that creativity from the right. We lacked it so much last season, and we need it.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, when is Mason going to play? When is Mason going to play? Because Cristiano Ronaldo just doesn't get subbed off. If you really want Mason getting 5 minutes at the end of games,
you can sub Ronaldo off when if you're leading by 3-0, 4-0, whatever it is. Then you can sub Ronaldo off, Yeah. You drop down.
Dude, Ronaldo's the guy who wants to get 5 goals in the game. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. And the thing is, he's fit enough to do it. So it's tricky. What's clearly going to happen now is there's going to be a rotation between Greenwood and Sancho. Who plays more? I don't know. I don't know what I would do, honestly. Because Greenwood brings goals, Sancho brings balance. Yeah. Same thing on the left. Rashford gets goals. Pogba brings creativity, as you say. So it's gonna be tricky. It's a bit of a mess.
The logical thing for me is that if you have Ronaldo at striker, the best wingers you can have for Ronaldo is Sancho and Pogba. There's no one better. Rashford can't do what Pogba does, and Greenwood doesn't want to do what Sancho does. He's just a goal scorer. That's just how Greenwood is. So
it's interesting. I get what you're saying, but at the same time, think about Rashford, Pogba, and Greenwood, and the amount of goals in that front three. It's madness. It is mental how many goals those three could score. But at the same time, you need creativity, as you say. So maybe it's about a balance. Maybe it's about having a Rashford, then a Sancho, or a Greenwood and a Pogba. It's about finding a balance in this whole charade. And ultimately, I think Greenwood's form might carry him this season, and it might see Sancho being on the bench a lot. I think Ronaldo's Ronaldo, and I think in Ole's mind, Rashford's Rashford. So Rashford and Ronaldo are going.
It's funny how we still have the same problem about Marcus Rashford. Rashford's Rashford, which is a concern to me. Which is always a concern to me because I don't know. Like I said, I think with Ronaldo coming to the team, he needs to catch a wake up in life. He does need to catch a wake up from Ronaldo. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know because I wonder how much a bigger part Ronaldo's gonna have for this. Because I'm pretty sure Ronaldo will give an opinion about who he would want around him. Probably I don't mind Bruno behind me, but I actually prefer Pogba and Sancho because I want crosses into the box. Rashford's dizzy, Greenwood is selfish, so they don't benefit me like that. You know, so
Yeah.
I wonder how much Ronaldo will have to say in it.
Your screen is doing some funny things. I don't know if it's recording like that or if it's
No,
just on my.
I think just on your side.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's crazy, And if we want the best out of Ronaldo, we need crosses. We need creativity. But he also wants that pace because we're Manchester United and wings is our thing. So I'm going to make a decision. If I was manager of Manchester United, my front three would probably be Pogba, Ronaldo, and Sancho, to be honest.
I think that's probably the right front three. And like I said, for me, even with Mason Greenwood, if I was in charge, I guarantee you Greenwood's going to get minutes. I guarantee you Greenwood will get minutes. He will never be short of minutes because that is my future star.
Yeah.
He will be my next Ronaldo. It was even before Ronaldo came into the team. I was like, that is going to be my striker. He's going to be my striker. And the thing is now, there's major competition. Because I don't know if you know also, because he's also another player who's just swept under the carpet. His name is Tony Martial. He was given a chance against France international duty. I don't know if you see it. Bagged the goal.
I didn't see the goal, but I heard.
So I tell you what, it's a great problem to have. Would I want it personally? Probably not. But you have to find a solution if you're in charge. So it's up to Oli, and we're gonna have to see what happens. But
really, what's going? Yeah.
I think Oli, probably his favorite front three is probably Rashford, Ronaldo, and Sancho. I think that would be his favorite front three.
Yeah, I can see that. It's probably gonna be that. But what needs to happen now is that we have to build around Ronaldo. We love Greenwood, but Greenwood, I'm sorry, he can't play striker. You can't play in those games.
This isn't even bad for Greenwood. Like when I said Cavani was in, I said it'd be bad for Mason because, I don't really respect Cavani that much. But being a bench option to Ronaldo now and training with Ronaldo, now that's a big dub because you won't get that anywhere else unless you practice with Messi, and then the other one is Ronaldo. You're never gonna get someone to learn from better than these guys. So I don't think it's a big problem for Mason Greenwood.
In comparison to Ronaldo didn't start off as a striker. He played wing for a very long time.
Exactly.
I think Mason can do it for now.
Remember I told you, I think it was the last show I told you about how I expect Marcus Rashford now to step up. Because I think, same thing. I think Rashford will be like, Ronaldo, tell me, you played in my position all those years ago. You were the best in the world in that position. How do you do it? What can I do, That's what I'm hoping. Like I said, for me, Rashford wouldn't play and he wouldn't walk straight back into this team for me. But I am hoping to God that if he does, and I know Oli will throw him straight in, I hope I see a Rashford on a whole nother level. Because at the moment, to be honest with you, you have to earn your spot in this United team now. You have to earn it. And for me, the only people who has earned it, well, obviously Ronaldo walked straight in. But Greenwood for me is one, Pogba's the other. Those are the guys who have earned it so far.
And to be fair to Greenwood, as much as he is similar to Rashford in the sense that he prefers to take on players, he's tried. He's tried to cross more. You can see the effort to try to be more like a right winger. With Rashford, you don't really. Don't really see the effort, to be honest. And I know he gets assists and he crosses here and there, but I do think that Sir Greenwood is trying to be more of a right winger. So it's going to be interesting. Where does Tony fit, as you say? There's so much. But it is a brilliant problem to have because the thing is now, what we have with this club is that someone's injured, we can't win the league anymore. Besides maybe DM. There's none of that anymore.
Even if they are injured, I don't think it would make a difference.
Yeah, you have so much talent. Maybe Ronaldo own one if he gets injured. We're like, it's a blow, but then we still have an attack that can probably win the league anyway.
Yeah, Cavani
so
also there, so.
It's Cavani, we haven't even talked about Cavani. When is he going to play?
Exactly, that's the whole issue. For once, I would say, no matter who the front three is, bar Rashford, I trust him, to be honest with you. I trust Sancho, I trust Mason, I trust Ronaldo, I trust Cavani to an extent. Rashford, it's a 50-50 for me. But yeah, Paul Pogba, I love on the left wing, so we just have to see. I think Oli needs to get the best out of this team, and I think Oli, my boy, if you're somehow watching this, time bolts to the walls now. Fuck the DM, Donny, Pogba, Bruno, midfield. Then you do your wingers. You see Sancho, Ronaldo, someone. I think. So you do
if Rash could be a bit more creative, I would never drop him because I think he would be one of the best players in the world, honestly.
I think, like I said, it's
You
either
really-
Rashford's gonna adapt to Ronaldo, or he's gonna become Ronaldo, or the third option, which is I don't want to happen, is he's gonna do what Rashford does, and then it's gonna be like what a waste, you know. So I think that's what will happen.
Play, you know, like the ability he has to take on players and make something happen out of nothing is of the highest class. But you know, sometimes just look and see if there's a pass, maybe Rashford,
Yeah.
and see if it's a better option. You know,
If I was in charge, I think no one would have to really worry besides maybe Cavani, because like I said, I would like to coach Mason into the player. He would definitely be my second choice for sure. People like Tony, I like, so I'll find a balance, whatever. But yeah, under Ollie, I think if you at Martial or if you Mason Greenwood, I think you'd be stressing a little bit now. So
I have a feeling Cavani is going to be alienated in the sense that we're going to see what's happening with Donny at the moment. I kind of feel like Cavani is only going to play when it's 1-0, when 1-0 down. It's the 80th minute. We just need a goal, you know. So there's not even a formation.
yeah, just throw
Just
him.
throw a
In. Yeah,
Cavani.
just throw him. In.
Yeah, yeah. But beside that, I just don't see, unless he's going to play in the wing, which he's done when Ibra was still at PSG. But still, what? With such talented wingers, you know, playing Cavani there, just because. So this is a bit of a problem.
Yeah. So we're just gonna have to see how it is. Obviously, come Thursday, right? It is Thursday. We're doing the preview on Thursday.
Yeah, it should be. It's the match on Saturday, right?
I think so.
Not
yeah.
Sunday.
Yeah, I think it's Saturday. So come whenever match preview time this week, we will have a predicted starting 11. And I tell you what, that predicted starting 11, oh boy. It's going down, that predicted starting 11. It's going down because ultimately I'll have to write the initial team I think will be there. And then obviously we'll speak about it. But I'm sure you and Clay will have your teams also ready and we'll talk about it on the show. But I can tell you, spoiler alert, Ronaldo will be on the team sheet. Spoiler alert.
Oh,
Exactly.
not
so
just that team. Ronaldo's gonna have the C on my fantasy. I don't care. He might bench.
that also.
I'm not.
I'm not worried. He can eat bench. It's fine. He'll still be my captain every week from now on. Ronaldo is my guy. Is the goat. So it is what it is. Tomorrow, obviously, looking forward to training pictures. We'll post that on our Instagram page. So go follow it if you haven't already. It'll be in the description below. And yeah, Malute, I think that's all. Is there anything else you really want to say? Because we have to save some stuff for the match preview. Obviously, I could speak for like another hour about the match preview, but you know.
Sorry.
No, I'm saying I could go for another hour now, but it'll just be match preview stuff because that's ultimately the big thing.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be exciting. Football's coming back. I don't think there's an international break for a while, so it really gets going. So yeah.
Once
great.
Champions League starts, yeah, we're gonna be busy on the channel. We're gonna be very busy. So
Next
we're
week,
gonna have to see
actually.
even how. Yeah, exactly. We're gonna have to see how we even squeeze in Malot our show. Yeah. So yeah, we're just gonna have to take it as it goes. But yeah, hope you all have a good day. Hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, smash a like, subscribe if you're new, and we'll check you all very soon.